This is Josh Bycer from GameWisdom.com. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any suggestions for games you'd like me to look at here on the channel, please let me know. Hello and welcome to a spotlight of the game Recursed. This is a physics and I think universe bending puzzle platformer where we'll be having to create pocket dimensions and destroy them in order to solve all manner of puzzles. Now, developer was kind enough to give me a press copy. I've had some trouble with getting this to record in OBS. There are some games that tend to have trouble there, and for this one I have to play with basically the smallest window possible in order for you guys to see things full screen. So while you guys are hopefully seeing the full screen or like everything as maximized as possible, I'm looking at things very tiny right now. So it's going to be a little bit tricky for me, but well, we'll get through this. Please keep in mind before we start that anything that I show you will be spoiler filled. So keep that in mind if you won't go into the game blind. So Recursed is a series of basically different rooms. We have to get a purple crystal in each one. So I'll show you. Let me go back here. So like in the basic sense of the word, the object is we simply have to get up to that crystal. We can run, jump, and pick up and throw objects. Now one of the puzzle traits is that you jump shorter when you're holding an object, and developers did a really good job of integrating that into the puzzle design. There'll be a lot of sections where you just cannot reach a part with an item, but you need to get that item up there anyway. So it introduces the concept of keys. I just saw a little workaround to my little trouble. There we go. Let me see if I can get this right. I'm using the OBS preview as my game screen, so got a little bit like a MacGyver-esque, this thing. But let's get to when the trippiness will begin. We'll do that in 1 second. So this is simply from the first set of puzzles, so it's basically simple stuff. We're not getting too crazy. So this introduces the concept of having to get platforms or blocks where you need them to be. And I know you're thinking that that's all well and good. Now let's get trippy. So these treasure chests are basically pocket universes. So when we enter them, we come to a whole new room. Now this fire here represents that whenever I leave a chest, the entire room basically gets destroyed and rebuilt. So everything that I did in the room is erased, and we come back to it again. And so while you're probably wondering that, or you're probably asking yourself that seems pretty simple, but the developer did a really good job of creating some brain-melting puzzles. So in this one we are introduced to ledges, which we can walk on them fine. We place an item on them and they fall right through. So in this case, basically, if I go here and use the key, the door will get reset when I leave. So I can bring one item with me back into a pocket dimension. And voila. And again, I'm trying to skip around to some extent, so I'm not showing everything in exact order. So in this case, we need to figure out how to get everything we need together. So again, because this is a self-contained mini-universe, I almost screwed that up, we can bring that with us. Now it is a little bit annoying control-wise to pick up multiple objects that are close together. So here we go again, we have to basically finagle our way through. And again, like I said, it is a little bit tricky. There we go. I hope you're starting to see the craziness in action, but let's get to something really challenging. And this one I've done it multiple times, and I still have to sort of reorient myself to the thinking. So here's the challenge. We have basically 2 dimensions deep is our key and the crystal. But in order to get the block that I need, it would do something like this. But the problem is that 1 block is not going to be enough. And if I leave the treasure chest, of course the room gets reset. And if I leave this room to get another one, all this gets reset as well. As you can see. So what we need to do is essentially create copies within copies. So let me do this, and I hope I just did this right. So now I'm going to need to take my key, come back here with this block. Now if I leave this room through the flame, then we basically enter a fail state, since we've just erased, I believe we'll enter a fail state because we will erase everything within this room, the room after that, and the room after that. So then we have to go back in, and we're basically using copies of copies to create alternate dimensions to get what we need to go back to the main dimension through our copies that we've created. So that's kind of where the Recursed name comes in. And I hope no one got a migraine from that one. And then there's more and more trickier puzzles as time goes on. So we need the key over there. And then we go in this one. We're right back where we started. So we take this. Now there's the problem, of course, I can only bring one thing in. So let me see if this will do the trick. No, actually, I think we will need... basically need to go within, and then within again. I think I grabbed the wrong one. So this is the end of the thing. Okay, here we go. So I need to take this, go in here, and we basically just completely reoriented the order in which we're going to these rooms. I've lost track of how many layers deep we are in terms of the dimension. But yeah, if you enjoy puzzle platforms or puzzle action titles like the Talos Principle, the Swapper, the Witness, and of course Braid, Recurse is definitely up there. And then in this world, we start to understand the idea that you can influence the dimensions by the environment. So let me see if I can get the one that I wanted to look at. Ah, here we go. So in this one, now of course if we take the key and bring it over there, we can't do that. So at this point, it looks like this puzzle is solved, but the problem is, how do I get up there? Instead, what we need to do is actually influence the dimension using water. Go in here, and now it's flooded. And all subsequent chests that are in water will repeat the same thing. But of course, we can't get the key now. So what we need to do is get fancy with our dimensional creations. And there's still some puzzles in this set that I haven't figured out yet. Other than the control being weird, like I said, with trying to grab multiple things close together, the only issue I think Recurse has is very similar to other puzzle action games. And that is, if you get stuck on a puzzle, there's not much the game's going to be able to do to help you out. So it is basically do or die for the most part. So let's see what we got here. And this could be unsolvable. And you have a little bird that pops up if you make a puzzle that you can't get through. So let's try like this. There's no more water, right? And that's the thing, I've solved these puzzles before, but it's so easy to forget because of how crazy the logic is. Alright, I think I know what we have to do. Again, it's time to get a little bit trippy. So throw that in there. Grab a key, and now we have to reset this, but outside of the water. And there you go. A little bit of some mind-bending puzzle action for you. This game is breaking several laws of the universe, I'm just not sure which ones. And then to wrap this up, like I said, I want to keep this video somewhat on the short side as I am going through this. We'll look at the third world here, and there's even more over there. This one introduces the concepts of this green field. And the green field essentially makes the item reset immune. So what that means is if I leave this key here, and the world gets reset, the key is preserved. Now of course if I use the key on the door and then I reset, then I'm kind of stuck. In fact, just so you can hear it, this is what happens if you fail a puzzle. You make it to the point where you can't solve it. Let's see. I was expecting the reset bird to show up. That's weird. We'll try another one. Oh. Hey. What are you doing, buddy? Oh, I think I see what you have to do. Let's see if this works. 1, 2, 3. Oh. Oh boy. Okay, I get it. I think. Not going to try to explain what I just did there because I'm not entirely sure myself. But basically, as I reset the treasure chest, let me see if we can do that one again. Okay, so the chest is saying preserved. So wherever I pop in and out of, its position stays. So that means I have to come back here. Oh, I got an achievement. Alright. That should be enough. So we create the copy. That means I leave once. There we go. So I just need to go enough layers in so that we still have the exit portal. And that's that. Oh goodness. Oh, and this little ring will create our narrator.
In a way, these enchanted objects are really just regular objects. They stay where you put them, and they don't disappear or duplicate. It's all the other objects that act bizarre.
Okay. Alright, so we have a block. Alright, so I think the first thing that I need to do, use our copies to grab the key. But I think that just messed the puzzle up. Yeah. I know what we have to do. Take this. And hopefully you guys have seen the solution. And Recurse does a good job of explaining its trippy rules and then challenging you to figure out just what the heck you're supposed to do with them. So I don't want to do that yet. And there we go. Alright, we've been going for about 18 minutes. I think we're going to wrap it up here because, again, I could just sit here and go through as many of the puzzles as I can. But if you're interested in playing Recursed, it's currently available on Steam. And I'm enjoying it. Again, I always like these kinds of trippy, action-based puzzle games, and this is definitely one of the trippier ones I've played. So, with that said, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like and leave a comment if you enjoyed the video. And check back daily for more great content here and on GameWisdom.com, where we examine the art and science of games. And if you're a developer working on an upcoming game that you'd like me to take a look at for the channel and everything, be sure to get in touch with me, leave a comment, or send me an email. Otherwise, that's going to do it for today. Once again, this has been Recursed, and you guys have a great night. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoy it, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and of course share with your friends. It always helps out. For daily posts on all manner of game design and industry topics, check out game-wisdom.com. To support the site and everything that I do, be sure to check out the Patreon campaign. If we can hit goals, it will mean more content for everyone to enjoy, and I'll be able to support myself and my household. If you want to follow me, you can find me on Twitter at GWBycer for updates throughout the day and random thoughts from me. And lastly, you can find me on Twitch right over there at GWBycer for daily streams most nights around 10 Eastern. Thanks again for watching the video, and be sure to check out more great content coming to the Game Wisdom channel real soon.